Joining us this morning.
Howdy.
Jo- Join with me is my always faithful sidekick, Todd, the silver hair stacker.
Welcome to the TT show, Todd and Thom.
That's right. Um, there's the link if anybody else wants to join us. Good morning, Bum Crack. Good morning, Bass. Just before what caused me to be late was I was running. I was looking at see what Brett was doing down in the Caribbean. Looks like he's headed towards Honduras, Mexico.
Brett, the tropical storm.
Yeah. So hopefully he doesn't get stronger and then decide to pass through between Cuba and Mexico and come right on up and visit Bass.
So I got up this morning, came in, turned on the computer, and there was no picture. So I was like, crap, what's wrong now? And the old TV that I was using for a monitor, because it's bigger than the monitor I have, it didn't turn on. So hang on, somebody's at the door. What are
All
they
right.
thinking?
Oh wow. How's everybody doing this morning? Anything exciting going on with y'all? Good morning, night nurse. Good morning, lag. What were you gaming? What kind of game were you gaming, lag? You threw the controller. That's not good, especially at your age. That's all right. Now, all I've said so far, Beth, is that I was looking at Tropical Storm Brett to see where he was at. Looks like he's headed towards Honduras, Nicaragua, but he'll probably bounce and go right up through that strait between Mexico and Cuba and come visit you. Because you live in the Houston area, don't you? And it seems like everything goes to Houston. Oh, sorry. Sorry, lag. I didn't get your humor. Oh, no. No, I hope Brett doesn't come see you. Because y'all stay in a flux down there as it is with all these hurricanes that's been visiting y'all through the years. As a matter of fact, y'all are right behind Texas. Y'all are right behind Florida and being visited by the most hurricanes. Nah, they just need to keep on going west. Because y'all stay flooded. Good morning, 24K. Because that's only for an hour. 24K, Felix. Todd was telling us a story about his monitor going out, and then he had to go answer the door. Probably somebody wanting to pick up a barrel of oil out of his backyard. Speak of the devil. How many barrels of oil did you let that guy take with you? Good morning, Mr. Sadie.
What are you talking about?
I said somebody came to the door and you had to leave. I said it's probably somebody wanting to buy a couple of barrels of oil out of your backyard.
No, my next door neighbor wants to trim his tree, and part of it's over on my side of the yard. I mean, it hangs over, so he just tell me. I said, well, don't fall off your ladder. I don't want to have to pick up your broken legged ass off my yard. He's a
Yeah, but
young 50-year-old buck. Yeah, he can still get up and down ladders pretty good. Uh,
we
he's a pretty good neighbor. I have good neighbors.
Beth was talking about. Well, I was talking about talking about Felix, talking about her tropical storm Brett, and headed toward. You know, it seems to always make a turn and head towards Beth in Houston. And she said, yeah, she said, now that they own their own home, she says, now she worries because before it was just let the landlord take care of it. Good morning, Mr. Sadie. Good morning, everybody. Um, my niece had a tree just fall yesterday and just barely missed their Tesla and it just barely bumped the house. So they were lucky. All this rain we've had just apparently loosened the roots on it. It was tall, so it just fell.
So a little bitty town right next to, right near Lubbock, Texas, just about got blown away with a tornado. 4 dead. A lot of people lost everything.
I bet. I hate it for you. Hate it for them.
Was picking on the little towns around up. It's just Lubbock is in the southern part of the Texas Panhandle, and
I was watching a video last night.
there's an RV on its side.
Wow.
Jeez. Just Matador, Texas only has like 600 people that live there, but it's not much of it left. 4 people dead. Jeez. Mm-hmm.
I started watching this guy yesterday, and Off the Ranch is his name. He bought a resort, an old resort, abandoned resort in Texas. He's a Texan. And I was trying to see if it said where he was at, see if he was anywhere near you.
What, Matador?
No, this guy's got this.
Oh,
Um, he's redoing and a resort. It was, a health spa, all that kind of stuff, and the building burned down. And anyway, I was trying to see. He's in Texas. I didn't know whether he's any place near you, cause it was a Guadalupe River Ranch, is what it used to be.
Guadalupe.
Yep, whatever.
That's got
But
to
he
be
did,
down pretty close to San Antonio.
maybe so, cause it's on a river. I don't know if that's the river it's on, but when I say river, it looks like it's 30 feet wide. But anyway, I just didn't know whether that was anywhere near you or not.
Nah, 5 hour drive maybe.
Oh, really? So,
Who you talking to, Beard? You talking to me?
no, he's talking to me because I didn't know he was
Oh,
in there, and I got so many questions for you this morning.
So I click on the thing to go backstage, and all I see is the top of Tom's head and a wrist going by the screen. I'm like, this is a hell of a show here.
I have put in a request for a doorbell so that when a person logs in backstage, it automatically gives you a ding dong to let you know somebody's entered. And the reasoning was because I said sometimes you have YouTube up
Yeah.
over the EV mug screen. And
Well, they do different things based on the person who's in control of it. It could sound on just your screen and nobody else would hear it, and it would. I'm sure they can do that pretty easy. I would think.
yeah, I would think so too. Good morning, Gate City, Paul, and good morning, Mr. Bearded Picker. How was your day?
Uh, well, evidently, I started celebrating National Dachshund Day at 5:20 when those little bastards woke me up.
National
National
Dachshund Day.
Dachshund Day. Uh, Poor
You would get
Victoria this morning couldn't pronounce Dachshund.
Yeah,
you
She
would get
is
rid
so
of the
funny.
kid and the wife before you got rid of those babies.
Johnny would go with him. Who are we kidding?
Tom, never say ding dong again. Okay.
Um, I did get approved, and my Amazon account was up this morning.
So, are you talking about the ID thing?
No, well, it's the reseller, just a new reselling account.
Oh, yeah, because it's weird. So the ID thing, I did it a couple 3 days ago, and they approved everything, and they said accept the business address. We'll send you a postcard, and it left the yellow thing on there.
Right.
I I get up this morning and it said it's all done. I'm like, yeah, right. I don't trust Amazon. I'll go put the damn number in when I get the card.
Well, um, I they had that message about they're really overwhelmed and blah blah blah. Please, thank you for your patience. And I was after hearing you talking about the ID thing yesterday, I figured that's the reason they're so
It is.
backed up. So now
Uh,
I've got
they did their normal. I talk about it a lot. Amazon, when something is 80% good, they let it go. The problem is when you're doing something that affects every single seller at every single account that you've got to communicate with,
right.
80% was probably not a good idea. You might want to have been 100%.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you just read the forums and everything, and read all the Facebook groups. I mean, people are having a conniption.
Right. Good morning, Mike. When you print your labels that you have to stick to your items that you're sending in, do you do like a Rollo or do you just print sheets out on a 8.5 by 11?
I can do whatever I want.
What do you do?
I've got a Chinese printer that I use. It looks like it's a cheap version of a Rolo.
Okay.
I've got a Dymo sitting over there. I've got on my computer, my shipping desk. There's a color laser, a Dymo 4XL, a Dymo 450, and the Chinese printer. So there's 4 printers there. I can print. That's what I meant. I mean, I have them all. I mean, you can
Okay.
print them.
Okay.
So my
Okay.
mother was looking for a printer, and I helped her find that $99 Bluetooth Chinese. It's print PR PRTID or PRNTID was the name of it.
Right.
Uh, It has good reviews, and I think College Picker, who does a lot of those reviews and stuff, did that one, and he said it was pretty decent. I might change my mind tomorrow because I sent her labels in the mail that show up today, and so I'm gonna have to talk her through how to print a damn label, and that might that might cause me to go jump off a bridge.
Is he still doing videos? I don't.
Yeah, he still does.
He hadn't come up in my feed in a long time.
Check to
He
make
didn't.
sure you're still being notified because for the longest time I wouldn't get notifications from Scott, and I went in and looked, and sometime or another I was taken off of the.
Yeah, he put one up 2 weeks ago about an Apple Watch, fixing an Apple Watch.
Huh.
He usually does. He comes and goes. He'll get to where he does a bunch. He'll do one a week, and then you'll go, well, damn, he's been gone for a couple months.
Did he replace the screen? I've got an Apple Watch that needs a new screen.
Yeah, Apple Watch screen removal from the one to.
Oh hell!
Um, there's a young guy down in Florida. He buys a lot of Chinese things. Like he bought a Chinese electric boat, and he bought a Chinese truck, electric truck,
Yeah, I've seen somebody with those trucks.
and it's really interesting watching him how they're shipped to you. And damn it, Roxy, did you just kick me off? No, there they are. It's really interesting what you get for the money you spend. And I mean, like the little boat, there was a headwind. They were on a pond. There was a headwind, and that little boat barely moved forward. It went more sideways than forward. Well, you know what?
Sound like fat boys fishing.
Yeah. But his dad is retired, I think, and they're talking about putting a bigger motor, electric motor in it. And the little electric truck is just a farm truck. They just use it to run around and maybe
Yeah,
pick up a
I think
bale
I've
of
seen
hay.
that video.
Huh?
I think I've seen that video. They just to get the thing battery switch or something. They had to take the bed off or something to mess with it to get
Yeah.
it to actually work. Yeah.
So he probably made enough off the views off of it to pay for the truck. Stop. Now please lay down.
You talking to me?
Mr. Sadie, why is he talking about changing your diaper? Did I miss something up there? My son's got a 32 or 40-inch TV that he doesn't like, that I'm going to install, see if it'll work with my computer, so I can read the damn chat message to the side without getting my nose right up on it. But anyhow, I was happy when I got up this morning and they, had approved my Amazon account so I can get a bunch of bicycle crap packed up today and get it sent in after I watch some YouTube videos about Amazon. The correct way to pack stuff and whatnot.
Yeah, because all YouTube is knowledgeable about Amazon.
They are.
Well, I'm talking about the ones that I kind of.
Like the TikTok I watched last night where the person did it again. They go, this husband and wife, we found these things in Costco. We bought a whole pallet of them, and when we looked them up on eBay, we saw that there was a 500% sell through rate. I'm like, listen to you fucking idiots. Y'all need to understand what you're talking about. The maximum sell through rate's 100%. That didn't work. Thank you. We'll look into this. You need to look at our previous videos. We explained how you calculate the sell-through rate. It is 500 point some percent. I'm like, you're a fucking moron. I am not wrong on this. The maximum is 100%. You can't sell more than you got. Oh, they double down again. I'm like, listen here, you motherfuckers. Uh,
But I sold 5 of them. That's 500%. Come on.
eBay. The problem with eBay is you know they you don't you want they want to compare how many are listed now versus how many are sold. They have nothing to do with each other. You to get the sell-through rate, it's the number of items sold versus the number of items available in a period. So if I've got 10 items, if I've got 10 Coke Zeros and I drank 4 of them, the drink through rate is 40%. 4 divided by 10 times 100 is 40%. Uh, I didn't have 10 Coke Zeros and drank 30. It's not the way it works. And then you've got eBay that allows people to hide solds, and if you can delete listings and stuff that don't show up in any of this stuff, so you have no idea how many of the ones that actually were listed sold or even finished selling, or it's just it's a crop. The completeness sold is to give you a base understanding of, hey, this is an item that actually does sell. Looks like it sells pretty frequent. It's not a dead item. You can't make any
It's
precise
reseller math. It's reseller math. Come on.
that's idiots, I swear.
And they were talking about eBay.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
how many of
The
those items? How many of those items in that 500% are, was canceled before they even shipped? You know what?
how many companies in the world, how many of the Costco's of the world would love that? You know, well, this store has 30 items, has 30 cups.
Oh, you
And
saw that, Anissa?
this period they sold 140. What are they adding water? They're doing, it's like Jesus and the loaves of bread. You put them in a basket, you give a sermon, you teach people the right way, and then they multiply. I don't know. It's just one of those things. We get it. It's a good product. It's a product that sells frequently. That's as far as you can go. You can't say
Are you selling that product?
no. I only sell products under 100% sell-through rate, not over.
Because if it's selling 500%, that's kind of dodgy numbers somewhere.
And I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start a series on these shorts and stuff. Be careful who you listen to. You got people out there telling you to buy inkjet printers to start. You got people that are telling you, the TikTok is the worst. Every reseller and their brother has started a TikTok account over there, and they're all experts. You know,
Hmm.
it's just
Do you have one?
what a TikTok account.
Yeah.
I'm an expert.
We know you are. That's the reason I said I had questions for you.
See, the problem
Uh,
is people don't take constructive. If somebody told me, "Hey, Beard, you're complete," like Felix loves to do. If Felix tells me I'm wrong, which he likes to do, if I don't know that I'm right, or if he's messing with me, or I could be wrong, I'll go do some research. And so if somebody comes to you and says, you're making this video, you're making these things, you sound like a fucking moron because everybody and their brother knows that you can't sell more than for sale. And they go, "You're wrong." I mean,
well,
it's just,
you know, people that has watched your channel knows that you are a successful
I,
Amazon
I don't, I
seller.
don't, I don't want to be the one that misleads somebody or tells you wrong. So if I'm not pretty confident about something, and I've looked up that formula over and over and over, and it's just common sense that you can't sell more than you got. Um,
What was the best item if you're still not selling it? If you've not selling it anymore. What was the best item that you've ever sold on Amazon that you had like multiple of?
uh, who knows? I've had some. There's been so many good ones. The eye drops were really good. The refresh PM eye drops. They were
Ru- I remember when you were selling those, or
they were way
you
up there, man. You were buying them for $13, and at the end they were selling for $250. I mean,
Two hundred fifty dollars.
yes, they regularly sold in the 150s, and then right at the very end,
Wow. I know you were selling
I sold another.
Goldman liners.
I sold another box of ass pads yesterday. One of the last
That's
ones.
what I was looking for.
That's
They weren't a big money maker. They were just one everybody laughs at because
Oh,
on
okay.
the box it says these pads will help with anal seepage.
Okay. But they
Uh,
discontinued those, didn't they?
yeah. So when we first started, me and my brother, when we first figured out Rite Aid, this was a great one. Rite Aid's electronics were, they were a little off. They carry a lot of Craig brand and some of the lesser brands, but they had some MP3 players. These MP3 players were $100 each. I forget what brand they are. They were not Panasonic, but they were somewhere between Craig and Panasonic. I can't think of who they were. So the
Sansui or something.
problem with Rite Aid is, they'd have 100 things on clearance and that they were going to reset the electronics department. They did this on all their departments. They're going to reset it. These MP3 players were marked down to $19, and we were getting $150, $180 for them on Amazon. They were priced full price in every store because when they did the thing markdown, the computers marked them down. They never issued a sticker on there, so nobody knew what the price was. So we were going from Rite Aid to Rite Aid, picking up one, two, three of these things. I'd go into Philadelphia. There's 100 Rite Aids. You pick up 60 or 70 of these stupid things. Um,
Did you get any back?
yeah, some came back, but when you're selling so many of them, who cares?
Well, I meant like a high volume of them, but apparently
No,
not.
no, no. It was like normal. It was like the 1 to 2% like normal. But it was, you know, back in 15, 16, 17, those things are a little more popular than they are today. But
Right.
that was probably the best product for sheer money. And another great one. Everybody, please in the chat. I mean, everybody who's in the audience, please take a seat right now because I'm about to tell you something that's just gonna destroy anything you know about reselling. Every reseller and their brother will tell you can't sell Beanie Babies. Beanie Babies suck. They're terrible. You can't sell them. Rite Aid carried Beanie Babies, and they still do to this day. But they back in 11 or 12, they had Alvin and the Chipmunks. By the time I started reselling in 13 and 14 full time, and by the time we figured out Alvin in 2015 or 16, Alvin was selling for $35 every time you found Alvin. If you found Theodore, he was selling for 42. The little chick girl, April, whatever her name is, was selling for in the 40s. And Simon, whichever one had the glasses, he was the hardest one to find. He was selling for $60 a piece. I found over 1,000 Alvins in my travels to all the Rite Aids. I found over 1,000 Alvins. Just
Now,
Alvin.
was that before Rite Aid became part of, or they sold stores to
Yeah, I did Rite
Walgreens?
Aid for like almost 4 years before Walgreens bought them. So they tell you that you can't sell a Beanie Baby, and for the most part, they're true. But the ones that, like I've told you guys before, the ones with the big eyes, the boos, I still sell those. I've got them listed right now. I sold one last week. The stuff that's left over that but the Alvin and the Chipmunk, and then so the other thing that they did with Beanie Babies is Rite Aid was one of the few that only carry these. They made around Christmas they carried these slippers, Beanie Baby slippers. So the little cat feet, they were little cats and dogs. Um, they were like $9.99. Nobody bought them for during the Christmas season because they'd be hanging up on an aisle somewhere and nobody'd see them.
Right.
Well, me and my brother would walk in. He was in the south and I was going north, and we would walk in. They were 90% off. So you're paying 90 cents a pair or 99 cents a pair for them. We got from $20 to $30 for them damn Beanie Baby slippers. And we did that 2 years in a row where I had 4 and 5 moving large loads box full of these damn things. I think I've got a pair right here somewhere.
You know what? These store managers for stores like Walgreens, Rite Aid, those kind of stores, even Walmart, they get chewed out so much about where products positioned and whatnot. Because when I was doing merchandising, I would get these little things that says, "Go to this store and find out where this product's at." And then I would have to, as soon as I found the product, I was to take a picture of it, and I would have to send the picture in
Right.
where the location.
So it's the characters. He's on his. He needs to be listed. You can see I paid 90 cents at some
Uh
point.
huh.
This is who is this? This is Thumper. Thumper probably doesn't have an Amazon listing because Amazon cleared out most of the Beanie Babies because they didn't have safety data sheets or whatever. But on eBay, this is in the box for Jacob to list at some time. We'll show you sold because I'd hate to just mislead you by. Yeah, somebody bought one on June 7th for 17.90 plus 6 shipping. There's only like seven listed right now. There's Thumper, the Beanie Baby that you're not supposed to be able to sell.
Well,
Mhm.
there's always exceptions to the rule. I mean, most people say old men aren't handsome, but look at Todd and I. Man, we're an exception to the rule.
It's because we have such soft skin.
That's right. It's all that. It's all those years of soaking those fingers in pledge, not pledge, palm olive.
I can't find those slippers.
Check out that soft, beautiful skin right there. Hmm.
Hey, Felix, just for you.
You know what? If Trump doesn't, if he just talks about policies, things he did good and things that Biden does bad, and doesn't talk about anything else, he's going to do good. But if he gets into nitpickiness against other candidates and stuff, uh,
Yeah, he needs to shut up and talk about the good things he did.
he just needs to talk about what
those are
he
the
can do.
Yeah,
those are the blues. See how big their eyes are,
Yeah,
and they'll say it on there. Boo.
move.
boo.
I think this is one of the ones that lost his listing. Uh, this is Nori and Narwhal. Yeah,
Santos Trump 2024 on a. You want to make Trump vice president? 24K? Yeah.
this was not worth very much because
You
he's like,
know, if these people up in D.C. are not sweating bullets trying to get him so he can so he's in prison and not can't run for president,
Oh my God. They'll.
he's going when if he gets in the big seat again. If he gets in the big seat again, he's gonna make a lot of people's lives hell.
He needs to prosecute.
did you hear what he said last night or night before last?
What's that?
He said he put this time is different. He says he's not worried about. He won't have to be worried about another reelection. He will finish draining the swamp. He will put them all in jail. He said, no holds barred. He said the Russia collusion, they were going to jail. Uh, all the things that they did that was all illegal that nobody's paid for. He has swore he'll put them all in jail
Get after him. Why does he have to be elected to get him prosecuted?
because they're crooked as shit. Look what they did. Just look at the crimes that Hunter Biden did, and then the list of people who did the same thing and spent time in jail. And Hunter Biden gets not. There's a rapper. What's that rapper's name? Who had the same, you know, lying on a gun application.
Right.
He got like 40 months in prison.
Yep.
Hunter
And
Biden got his dad on TV on a scripted thing with NBC. I trust my son. He's done nothing wrong. Fucking lying piece of shit, you old senile bastard. Sorry, I'm in a
he
good mood.
they just go and but they should worry and Bill and Hill or Hillary should be really She hadn't learned to shut her mouth yet. Oh, my nephew-in-law, his last name's Clinton. He said he's thought about changing his last name because of the grief that people give him about, well, how's Bill and Hill? That type of thing.
I forgot about my hat. I'm gonna be wearing my hat now for a while.
Hmm. So,
Oh, our lieutenant, I saw the first advertisement for our lieutenant governor who was running for governor.
He's gonna win, man. I love him. He is so awesome.
He is, I saw an ad yesterday.
He is. He is that fire brimstone preacher that the state of North Carolina. Somebody to help. Somebody to hold those damn Republicans accountable and quit being so wishy washy to the 1%. They don't want to come across as offending somebody. We got to offend people. I mean, this using kid gloves and oh, I'm sorry, and you know, you know, little Johnny wants to tuck it between his legs, and because he come in 100th against the boys, but he can beat all the girls, so let's call him a girl and let him whip it out and go in the bathroom with him. All that's this is ignorant, folks.
Oh, that's
And
great. Gate City's in North Carolina. What is it? What's our lieutenant governor's name? Uh,
what's his name?
don't ask
Mark,
me.
Mark Robinson.
yeah, Mark Robinson. He's a big old guy.
Oh, he's a big guy. He's a big fella. Um, Felix, you might be right. They're trying to get rid of that laptop somehow. They put it on the sub to go down to the Titanic.
But I remember it wasn't treason. If you were found guilty of treason, weren't you
Yeah,
executed?
yeah. Joe Biden has committed treason. He deserves to be hung while he still knows his fucking name. They all do. Obama, they all deserve. They've all committed treason. Understand yesterday when they had the special counsel up there and they were interviewing him. Russia, Russia, Russia is a proven hoax. It was made up, bought and paid for by the Hillary campaign. Biden knew about it. Obama knew about it. The director of the FBI, the director of the CIA, all of Obama's government all knew that this was. And not only did they carry it against him and you can go, oh, it was just a campaign thing. They spent 4 years. They impeached him over a lie they knew was a lie. They they interfere with a duly elected president of the United States. They all deserve to hang. Don't miss this, folks. How serious this is. They deserve to hang, and that's what Trump was saying last night. He was saying, you know, listen to what the special counsel has proven. All these people, they've all committed treason. They've all committed high crimes.
I think it's
Vote.
time we had a public hanging.
Felix, I'm gonna give you my opinion on Chrissy, and I don't want you to be mistaken to think that how that I'm gonna go soft on big boy Christie. I wouldn't wipe my ass with Christie.
He just wanted to be in the media again.
That he's part of the problem. Look what he did as a governor. He thinks the rules don't apply to him. He's as bad as the Democrats. You got to clear house. It doesn't do any good to get rid of the deep state and get rid of the Democrats that are bad if you don't throw the Republicans out with them. They all suck.
Well, uh, the Democrat that now is a Republican in the North Carolina Congress or House, whatever you call it. Uh, she switched and gave them a super majority, and that has just like freaked out a lot of people.
Has anybody seen DeSantis? As he's so DeSantis he's pulled what's his name on the Simpsons? What's the dad's name on the Simpsons? Uh you
Homer.
know when Homer's standing there in front of the bushes, and all of a sudden he just sort of shrinks into the bushes. That's what DeSantis could he have run? Has this campaign been any more awful than it's been right now? He was closing ground, and now Trump's going to build such a lead that it ain't gonna matter.
Um, I think it's going to be between whoever the Republicans end up, and I believe that Kennedy guy is going to.
I would love to see Trump come up and go after they've screwed Robert Kennedy to go. You know what? He'd make a great vice president and unify the middle of the country, the folks that are on barely right, barely left, but the vast majority, 80% of the country is right there in the middle. If you've got, can just imagine what they can get done. Newsom, oh my god.
Oh, he's running for president too, isn't he?
He hasn't declared yet, but he's sure acting like it. He is a slimy piece of work. I don't trust DeSantis. Look where his money and look who's supporting him. He's part of the Bush machine. All those Bush people are lining up right behind him. He is. Don't trust him.
It's Pop for president. Are you talking about Todd? Scott's not old enough to be a Pop.
Uh,
Um,
I have a celebration. I got my first payment from YouTube in 6 years.
good.
13 months after I got remonetized. Shows you how much I make a month.
Did you get $100?
137. 137. It was amazing. I thought AdSense really works again. Yay.
Well, now you need to start finding people to uh, to sponsor your videos, Todd, so you can make the big bucks like Scott does.
They used to pay me AdSense 6 years ago before they added that new rule that said you had to
Yeah,
have 4,000 watch hours a year.
and they have changed it again. If you have 500 subscribers and
Reach.
3,000 watch hours,
But you
you
don't get
can
ad. You only get super
you
chats. I
get
don't think.
no, you don't get AdSense. You get monetization. You can monetize your channel with memberships and merch and stuff like that. But you
Everything
still
that
don't get the AdSense.
everything that they get so here's what YouTube has done. You get 30. They take 30% of that. Your memberships. They take 30% of your super chats, and they go, "Oh, you're monetized, but we're instead of giving you half or whatever it is, 55 or 45% of the ad revenue, we're gonna keep all that."
Yeah. Uh, who is Paw Paw?
Talking
Uh,
about me, I think.
so Lag straightened it out. Todd is Paw Paw and Thom is Pop Pop. Damn, I ain't never remember that.
No.
Yeah, right. I hope to live to be a Pop or a Paw Paw. Actually, people, trying to remember what my brothers go by because everybody's got something different that they go by to their grandchildren.
Sadie.
People ask me what I'm going to go as is go by when I become a grandfather. I'm gonna go by Fred. That's what I'm gonna go by. I don't want to be no Peepaw or Pawpaw or me, any of that kind of stuff. Just call me Fred.
Yeah, Sadie, you need to put your face on a T-shirt and wearing a wife beater shirt, and well, those will sell like hotcakes, man.
Yeah, but you got to have the 3,000 watch hours too, instead of the 4,000. So they're messing with you. God, I'm still getting email. Do you get a lot of messages from Amazon, Scott? Or maybe
I
it's just because I just set the count up. They're sending me a lot of messages.
Yeah, I don't read them.
There he goes. There he goes, Sadie. You got your first sale. Flags getting 10 of them.
Okay, be careful. It's raining. God, it has rained here off and on now since Sunday,
Yeah, it's raining here right now,
and
unfortunately.
it's supposed to rain till Saturday.
They put stickers on your car without you asking. Man,
Do, do you know it's been years ago? They used to like if you parked, they would on the street on the street. You know the like uptown. The police would walk by and they'd put a little chalk mark on your tire. That um, one of the guys in Rock Hill found it marked on it, and he sued. He sued the city of Rock Hill for damaging his vehicle
How do you prove damages from a chalk mark on a tire?
because they vandalized his car.
I hope the judge threw it out. They char. I hope the judge threw it out, and they charged him for wasting the taxpayers' money. They
Well,
charged the.
they did dismiss it, but the judge also reprimanded the police chief about stop that procedure because he's letting it slide that time. But you can't.
That's the problem with it. That's the problem with America in a nutshell, right there.
they've done that for 80 years.
Yeah, Barney did that.
But that's it. To think that you've got any kind of damage whatsoever because there's a chalk mark on the bottom on the tire tread of your car, and somebody you've got a okay. So look at all the problems you got there. You've got a freaking nutcase moron who thinks he's got damages. You've got a lawyer who took his case. You have forced a judge to see this. You have forced a DA to entertain this. You're now bringing in the police officer who actually did it or the whoever did it. I mean, look at the entire waste that this is on society over a chalk mark that has no effect on anything. And nobody's adult enough in the room to go to charge the person who brought it and say, you're going to pay everybody's bills. The judge admonishes the police for doing it. I mean, it's ignorant to a fault.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. Where I get my tires for my vehicles at, they got a $1,500 tire on display. If somebody puts a damn mark on that thing, I'm gonna be raising. If I had a car that they would go on, I would be raising hell if anybody put a mark on it.
You understand they don't put it on the sidewall; they put it on the tread. By the time you get home, it's gone.
Yeah,
You understand that, right? They've
yeah.
done no damage. You've incurred no nothing. It's when will the adults take over in the room again? I mean, when is the world going to be run by adults again?
If they chalk my car, it'd make it better looking.
Oh Lord.
Look, I got racing straps.
You could do a 75 and a 25. Felix,
In
you
North
should buy.
Carolina, you would still be in prison.
You should still be in jail. That's what I was going to say. Dang.
But somebody mentions Papa me for president, and no, you would never want me to be president because Roberta and I would never be able to leave the White House.
That's all right. Me and Roberta are going to run. I'm president. She be vice president. Let's go, Roberta.
Scott's throwing y'all's name. Scott's throwing your name in. He's gonna run for president, and you're gonna be his running mate. She said, "That's okay." She had to take a pay cut.
It's going to be, I mean, common sense. I mean, we have pampered these people and we have pushed in society so much where we're not going to offend anybody. We're going to, all this mental illness is running around and we're entertaining these knuckleheads. I mean, and it's just not the people who don't know whether they want to keep their pee-pee or not, or want a pee-pee that somebody else doesn't want. It's not just them people. It's everything else. It's like this one is a great example. You ever look at videos and stuff online of neighbors and how much neighbors hate each other, and when neighbors are at war with each other over 2 inches on a fence line or whatever the
Right.
hell. I mean, it's the we have gone absolutely bonkers. As a,
You know, I was
looking at
watching one. I was watching. I think it was a TikTok. This guy had parked in front of this man's house and walked over to a estate sale, and he had his car towed.
he has no authority to do with that.
Uh, People, if you're inside the right of way of that road, nobody has authority over it except your local law enforcement
Yeah,
department.
that's why the tow company has insurance because I want to own that man and that tow company for theft of property.
Yeah,
And
and
don't be mistaken. In the state of Alabama, uh, if you if, to defend private property, you can use deadly force. I don't remember about North Carolina. If you're trying to steal something from my yard, I can put you down out of your misery and be well within my rights.
I it was a long time ago. I was still working for a land surveying company, and I had gone down to meet with the client, and I had parked on the side of the road. It was a country road, and the neighbor across the street came over there raising hell because I was parked on his yard in his yard, and I just let him go ahead and do his. And the customer I was standing there with, he was standing there, I was standing there listening to him. I said, and he said, "I'm gonna call the sheriff's department and a tow truck." I said, "Go ahead." I said, "Because when the deputy gets here, he's going to tell you tell my crew over there to pull a tape from 37 and a half feet from the center line of that road towards your house, because that's where your property line's at." And he's like, "No, it's not. It's only 25 feet." I said, "No, this county has 75-foot road right of ways." So I said, "Go ahead and call them if you want to, but nobody's going to hook up to it."
Because the
So
liability they incur for breaking the law gets too expensive.
he went stomping off. And in a minute, a sheriff's deputy came by, and he came back out there, and a tow truck came back out there, and
If we were a true society and we still had, you know, with some John Wayne balls, they should have arrested him for a false report and false claims, faced a fine for entertaining this nonsense.
well, he got out there and he was listening to what everybody was saying. The sheriff's deputy was telling him, "Don't hook up to that truck." So he had to call the owner of the tow company, and the owner came out there, and he told the boy, he said, "Never, unless the police department or the sheriff's department calls you and tells you to go get a car, you never touch a car that's within 37 and a half feet of that center line of that road." He said, "Because that's public right of way. And yes, the law enforcement people can have a car towed. But this gentleman here can't, just because he thinks this guy's parking on
They
his
can't just do it. They can't do it. You have to be blocking traffic. There has to be a public safety concern. They just can't have a tow because they don't like you. I mean, they
uh,
can try to make up something or whatever, but um, I watch all these folks, police officers. They swear an oath to the Constitution, and they know more protect your rights or know what your rights are. These auditors that go around and they want to first thing you're somebody called in. It's suspicious. You need to identify yourself. You don't need to do shit unless you're. There's certain states that are not stopping ID states. Most of the South is not. Um, they can't force you to produce ID unless you've done something wrong. Just because somebody else thinks you're suspicious because you're on a sidewalk taking pictures or filming, that is a constitutionally protected right.
I love the YouTube videos about what are they called? The something citizens. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, I'm a sovereign citizen.
I'm a sovereign citizen. I love those. And there's this one old lady judge that's up in like New Jersey.
You're
The
you're
first time
stopping.
they say I'm a sovereign citizen, she says, "You can stop that right now because this is my courthouse and I make the rules dictated by our government." And this one, he kept on, and she ended up giving him like 90 days of in jail just because he wouldn't shut up and he wouldn't answer the questions. But yeah, the most thing. And yes, I could have just moved the damn truck and I could have let it go at it. But it really pissed me off when he started saying, "You're on my property, dude. Look, this is your property right here on this map that we surveyed for. I know where the damn property line's at."
I wouldn't have moved it.
But anyway, we ended up doing the survey across the neighbor, and when we found out about it later, the man across the street was subdividing a 6 acre tract into three 2 acre tracts, and he was going to give each one of his children a 2 acre tract. And the neighbor across the street that was causing all the stink, he didn't like the fact they were subdividing it. So, because and I understand the fact that once you give a piece of property, like if Todd was to, I mean Scott was to give his son an acre off of his tract of land where his house is at. Once it goes into his name, Scott has totally lost all control of it. And so in this case, he could give the three people, give the three parcels away. His children could build homes on it, and one of them could get transferred, and you have to move to Greenville or someplace like that, and have to sell the house, and you could get kind of all kinds of trash in there.
The
So
damn move to Greenville. That's punishment in itself.
South Carolina,
Either one.
that's the largest city in.
North Carolina, South Carolina, don't matter. That'd be terrible. You damn sure don't want to move to Greenville, Alabama.
I don't really want to move to Alabama. Period.
Nobody asked.
It's
If the
full.
eBay Amazon industry ever closes up, there won't be anybody employed. You'll either work for the Aerosmith
Greenville,
system
Alabama.
or
It's got 7,200 people, even though it's the county seat of Butler County, Alabama. Yeah,
no lag. You don't,
they got a Walgreens though.
do they? Are you going to go to the? Aren't you supposed to go to a million-mile walk? Not a walk, yard sale or something?
Yeah, that's not till August, the first week of August. Yeah, who wants to live down south of Montgomery in the armpit of Alabama down there? Ooh, that's hot down there.
Wait a minute. I got to ask this, Felix. What is the only thing better than those sovereign citizens?
Said diplomat.
But the videos, the YouTube videos of the sovereign citizens. When these people should know by now that when a police officer says, "I need your documents," and you don't give them to them, and then you refuse to get out of your car or roll down your window, and he tells you, "I'm giving you one more chance," and then he pulls out that little pin that he's got. Don't
Well,
whine because your window ends up in your floorboard.
most of them don't even carry those things. They want to break it with the whatever the thing is. Why do police officers not carry that little thing? Just tap the window and shatter it. They want
I
to
don't
beat
know.
up with a baton. I'm like, y'all are idiots.
There was this. There was this. She she had to be at the minimum height for a highway patrolman. She had stopped this guy and he was giving her a lot of hell, and she says, "I'm giving you the one last chance to get out." And he didn't, and she pulled out, it looked like a ballpoint pen, and she
Yeah.
tapped that window, and that thing went just shattered.
when I lived in Wilmington for what 10 years, we had those in all our cars because there's so much water around there. If you get something crazy happens, you got to be able to get out of the damn car. They've got like a little seatbelt cutter on one end and
Right.
on the other that'll break it.
Yeah, lag. Behind Scott's house is a runway.
I've only got one. There's only one beside me. There ain't nothing that way or that way. There's one across the street. Good luck.
I'm surprised Scott's being the income opportunity person he is. I'm surprised he hasn't built a hangar behind his garage and rented it out for an airplane. Somebody rent, they'll store their airplanes. I wonder what happened to Jim.
Trump did break Jim. Oh my God. He had Trump arrangements in there and just went off the deep end.
Oh yeah,
He moved to Alabama. Was going to be Dusty's best friend. Oh my God.
I don't even know what happened to him. His channel is still up, but I don't think he's got any
Last time I
content.
heard that they had sold their house. I don't know where they moved to.
I'm surprised she didn't move elsewhere.
She ended up. They had some bad luck when they were here. I think she ended up having a brain tumor. They had to have her removed.
Yeah,
Which I mean, I don't agree with their politics, but they're not bad people.
yeah,
Jim's a little angry at the world because of it, but I never had any problems with him.
yeah.
They
He
live,
was always nice to me.
they live so far from here. So we're 10 miles north of town, 8 to 10 miles, and they're another 12 to 14 miles the other way. So to get to his house is a good 45, 50 minutes.
You don't live in Huntsville though, do you? You live in
I live in
Mer-
Meridianville, just north.
Meridianville. Okay, I knew it started with an M. I started saying Mercantile or something like that. But back to the jury and stuff like that, court cases. The Koreans, the South Koreans, they have a tribunal, which is a judge and then two lay judges. Now, big important stuff, they do have jury trials, but for most of the crap that comes through, Scott screwed me on my damn camera. He said it was new and it's not. Look at the scratches on it. That goes before them, and they listen to everybody's case, and then they go out the room and they talk about it and come back, and the judge makes a verdict. I think there's a lot of crap that we have that would be
Yeah,
a good system to have.
and all this. I mean, look at the stupidity that we entertain. So and so, Leroy Leroy's got an arrest warrant for murder. The police go to arrest Leroy. Leroy shoots at the police. Police kill Leroy. Leroy's family has just hit the ghetto lottery because now these courts are you know are giving these families millions of dollars. I mean, I'm sorry, your family member was a fucking thug. I don't care what color Leroy was. You deserve no compensation for their stupidity in life. They made their own decisions. When they pull a gun on the police, you get what you get. There's no wrongful termination. There's none of that stuff. You pull a gun on the police and they put you in the ground. It's your tough luck.
Just say no. I mean, not say just
You
when I
want to
say
end
just say no. When I say just say no, I mean just do what they say, and then if they're in the wrong, you can get them.
you want to end all this? I mean, it's common sense. If we brought common sense back and just did all the stuff would go away.
So anyhow,
For God's sakes, they had a lady in front of Congress yesterday, and they were talking about uh, transgender sports, and they asked the lady point blank, "Do you think there's a physical difference between men and women?" She would not answer yes or no. It was, I mean, she wanted to give you some diatribe, and they kept stopping him and going, "Yes or no, yes
yeah,
or no, yes or
that
no."
has
Well, I mean, this is how hard is this? Is there a physical difference between men and women? This, I mean, these are people that hold high positions and all this crazy. Why are we put? I mean, these people. They,
What is the guy's name? He's a young looking guy. I don't know where he's from, but he's a Republican, and he gives those people hell. And even some of the other Republicans that are supposed to ask him, supposed to be able to ask questions, they give him their time so he can continue on with his line of questioning. But I can't remember what is it Jim something?
Jim Jordan.
Yeah.
He's out of Ohio. He's a he most of the time. The ones yesterday, it was actually his committee that was talking about them, and he had what's his name yesterday too. Oh, they're raising hell that they censored that fucking idiot shit. He lied. It's proven that he lied the last 4 years. The whole time with President Trump, he should have been thrown out of Congress. This ain't that difficult. You're the head of the committee, the intelligence committee on the House during the Trump years, and you lied the entire time. You saw evidence. You did this. You did that. All of it was a lie. It's all been proven to be a lie. You should be held responsible. You should be thrown out of Congress. You should. I mean, for the damage he did to the Congress and the reputation of the government, and which didn't need any help, and lying to the American people. What happens if you're in a position of authority and you lie? They're going to hold you accountable. They're going to say you're liable. This man should face jail time for this. It is treasonous what he did.
Well, hell.
Until we get serious about this, they're going to continue to do the same thing over and over. Until we get serious about this, Joe Biden had the government let his kid off because of who he is. They should all be hung. Merrick Garland, they should all go right there. Do not.
Well, there is a videotape because I've seen it of Joe Biden saying, "I told the Ukrainian government they weren't getting that $100 billion unless they fired that prosecuting attorney that was after his son." I thought that was against the law.
It is against the law, 100%.
I mean, we lost our mayor because he did that.
We
Which I didn't vote for him in the first place, but he went to prison because of that.
So we proved yesterday with the special counsel that Hillary bought and paid for all this to distract based on her bathroom server.
Right.
And then if you look into it, there was some other stuff that Comey did that he proved that they knew about it, and Comey let her off because of the politics. It was proven all this stuff. They should all have been. They should all, when the Durham report was handed in, if we were serious about any of this, the FBI should have gone in and not only arrested the leadership of the FBI, they should have arrested everybody involved in it. Every single one of them.
Felix, isn't he the mayor of D.C.?
He was. He was the one that got put in jail for drugs and then came back and got reelected.
Yeah.
Wow. He was doing crack. They should all go. They should be in Gitmo right now. You want to be serious about this? They should all be in Gitmo right now, awaiting trial for.
And they need not go into some gravy train prison. They need to go down to Alabama and dig out those damn ditches like they used to do. Or South Carolina. Hell, I bet even Texas has a few that needs to be dug out. But so does anybody have anything reselling they'd like to talk about before we shut this horse down?
Let's resell some of these hats.
Well, make you some and sell them.
Oh, they're everywhere, man. You can getting the Trump hat is easy.
Yeah, there's a place between Charlotte and Myrtle Beach. I think it's Darlington. There's a big one of these commercial tents that has been a Trump store since Trump ran for the first time. It's still in business, and it's always got cars in the driveway, in the parking lot.
Yeah, I forgot I bought this one, so I've been wearing it for a while now.
So Todd, I know you got to go see your girlfriends. Anything you want to add to the end of this show?
Just thank you for watching my channel and making me reach, because I got 137 bucks from YouTube AdSense. Yeah,
Oh, what?
y'all are the best. You're the best. Thanks for watching my channel.
Thanks for watching.
Todd, Todd is going to be. He's going to have a new video. He's going to be standing in front of a Rolls Royce with his talking about how rich YouTube can make him.
Just
Uh,
think, if you have a channel like mine, you can be rich too. I'll teach you how for $100 a month.
Todd got his first YouTube check for $137. It's taken him 16 months to get there. And
No,
I'm
it
not
took
laughing because it's taken
it
you
took me
16 months.
7
I'm just
years.
laughing because everybody thinks you're going to get that $10,000 a month.
so just remember,
Sadie says 12 Boskies. That's it costs $11 to enter the Boski tournament on the online poker. So yeah,
so
that's
12.
12. That's 12 Boskies.
So at 7 o'clock this morning, Eastern time, the sub officially, or they think the sub ran out of options. Is it y'all can quit watching all this stuff? Uh, would anybody in the audience or in my two illustrious panel members, would you get into a submarine that they're gonna seal you into this sucker and send you down there and charge you $250,000?
Mm,
At my age, if I had disposable $250,000, I'd be saying
no.
sign me up.
If I had a disposable $250,000, I'm not going down there. I'm gonna be sitting here waiting for Felix to deliver me a watch.
Um, but you got to remember that those subs have made a lot of trips down there and have not had any problems.
I don't I don't want Felix to show up in a trench coat and do like this with a watch because nobody needs to see that.
Well, especially if he runs out of arms and he needs to hang watches on, and he opens up his trench coat. But I hate it for the people, but shit happens.
Well, they had trouble the last time they got lost the first time, and especially experimental. I'm not getting on. Hey, let's go to the airport and get on the experimental airplane. No thanks.
Um, and another thing they were talking about on the news was if they were able to blow because I think they ran out of electricity and that's the reason they just disappeared. Um, battery failure. If they were able to blow their ballast and started heading up, by the time they got to the surface, because of currents and whatnot, they could be 100 miles away from the ship.
Everybody, so Felix says that's where the expensive. Everybody else has a blank ring. That's what Felix has Rolexes for. There you go. How do you
Well,
display your wealth? Uh, you graduate from C rings to watch to C watches. There you go.
well, I don't think watches are really a sign of wealth because you can buy so many knockoffs. That's like these $3,000 pocketbooks.
I've been tempted to buy a. You can go to what's the name Timu and buy like an $11 Apple Watch, the Pro one, the
Right.
the, the $750 watch. You can buy one for less than $20.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that.
It's probably not going to be as high a quality.
That's gonna make a good video, though, right?
Yeah, it will be. I mean, it's just like those. We've talked about it before. The gold coins and the gold bars. You know, for $2.50.
So Apple Watches, 17, 10. I want the Pro one though. $9, $6. There's the Pro one, $19.48.
I have a little video about it in this. Temu is like a knockoff of Alibaba
Probably,
Express.
yeah. Except you
But
get it within a week instead of having to wait a month.
yeah, you do. Everybody that has ordered it, that has done YouTube videos about it, say they get it a lot quicker than they thought it was. And the stuff that I ordered, it wasn't bad quality.
I'm gonna order this Apple Watch for $20 just to see what happens.
Now, I didn't buy any electronics, so
They've
that's a
sold
different little.
49. They sold 4,900 of them.
Yeah, I mean that's what I just think about the people down there that it's dark. If they don't have, excuse me, if they don't have any lights, they're in the dark. Because at 10,000 feet, there is no lights down there.
Do I want black or do I want orange?
Get the orange one, so people think you from Clemson. I believe Clemson was the only school that controlled the tide.
I think we're what, 2-2.
Yeah. So yeah, that's yeah. But didn't Wish go bye bye?
I don't know. They say that for every item that Temu sells, they're losing a lot. They're losing per item.
Um. Yeah, that I know. No, I will treat this account like a newborn baby. Because if people like Scott can get in trouble with them, I'm definitely staying away from the bad list. What is what is that, Felix? Is that a watch?
Yeah, anything Chrono 24 is a watch.
Yeah. Now, when you get it, you need to do an unboxing. It'll come in a orange plastic bag.
Oh no,
Now,
I got a video. I'm gonna say this is my private label item.
but anyway, anybody got any final words? Nope.
Common common sense.
Anybody got any questions or any comments in the audience before I wrap this sucker up that you need Scott or Todd to answer for you because they're the professionals?
Consummate professional.
I'll leave you with that thought. I gotta go pee.
By
Okay.
Studebaker.
By Studer. Is that a real Studebaker hood ornament?
It is.
Dang, my dad had Studebakers.
It's worth
Ugly
$1
cars,
million.
but he always liked them.
Felix,
Anyway,
Felix has a question. Hurry up, Felix. We ain't got time for this.
You don't have your bucket under your chair.
This coffee and this Coke Zero are killing me.
He's waiting to ask the question until you pee.
Go ahead and ask it if you're serious.
When is Felix serious? All right.
All right. I guess not. I think he was just being smart. Thanks for coming in, everybody. Thank you for listening to this nonsense.
I'm sorry I destroyed your channel.
That's all right. Todd will be live tomorrow, I'm assuming. And
Sure.
Todd, I will not be able to join you immediately. Maybe after Roberta goes into the doctor's.
Scott's going yard sailing, and
it's gonna be 9:30 before probably.
Anissa, get ready. Fire up your computer so you can talk to Todd tomorrow.
Yeah, Anissa, it's time you got on here and did some talking.
Start carrying your weight around.
So about 9:15, I can join in from my cell phone. So anybody, y'all come in and join with him tomorrow.
Y'all take it too long. I got pee.
All right. So everybody, have a good time. Good day. See you tomorrow. Todd. Go buy some stuff.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.